Today we're taking a look at the KB Toys exclusive Toybiz Spider-Man Classics Scarlet Spider. This is probably the first ever Scarlet Spider figure ever, maybe? I may be wrong about that, but this is probably the first ever 6-inch Scarlet Spider figure. And yeah, really cool. This is the OG Spider-Man Classics packaging with the base and the comic book, and it says Scarlet Spider. I like how it says SCARLET Spider. It's misspelled right there, which is pretty funny. At the back of the box, you can see me in the reflection. What's up? That's some nice artwork. Ben Reilly right there. It says Scarlet Spider. It says the supervillain known as the Jackal created a clone of Peter Parker in order to defeat Spider-Man and take his place. The clone fought the web slinger, but was beaten and believed to be killed in an explosion. In reality, he survived and left New York to wander the country in order to find his own identity. He returned years later, calling himself Ben Reilly, and became the superhero known as the Scarlet Spider. And yeah, all the other figures in the wave. You got Battle Ravaged Spider-Man. I would really like to have that one in box and review that one, because that's a really cool. I have that. I got that comic actually pretty recently. And then there's Rhino. We still haven't got a good version of that, like, armored up Rhino. I think that'd be cool. OG Daredevil. And, of course, Amazing Fantasy 15. I do have a version of that. It's not the exact version of it. I'll show it right now. I do have, I think, a more newer version. Not newer, but it uses, like, the more updated Spider-Man Classics box art. And here is the original Scarlet Spider out of box, and he's pretty cool looking. I really do like the cloth cape or cloth hoodie that he has. It's pretty cool. I wish it was a little brighter though. There is this like promo photo that KB Toys like brought out a long time ago, before the figure was even released, and it showed like a sculpted hoodie, and like it actually had the belt, because if you look at this, he is missing his belt. You even see it on the comic book that he comes with. He is missing his, his web shooter belt, which, funnily enough, that promo photo had, and it was a lot better looking of a figure. I'm not mad with this figure at all, but it's just interesting the differences between that prototype and the one we got right here. The one neat thing that this guy does do is that he does have like a hoodie that can actually go up and down. We would not get that until the Mafex. The Mafex has the ability to do that, because every other Scarlet Spider figure before the Mafex, their hoodies are made out of plastic. We'll get to that when we get to comparisons later. But yeah, it's just very interesting. This is a reuse of the Spider-Man body. Yes, I do have it. This is the original Spider-Man Classics Spider-Man body right here. As you can see, the exact same body with the exact same articulation. And it's really nice to have both of these. I really want to get the $20.99, but I know he's very expensive in box. I might be able to get him loose pretty cheaply, but, getting him in box would be pretty hard. But, yeah, looking at that head sculpt with the hoodie down. Not a bad Scarlet Spider head sculpt, I will say. Here he is compared to the comic. Right there. There's the hoodie. The hoodie is pretty accurate, I will say. No logo on the back. They usually do have a logo on the back, as you can see. These, the web shooters can come off, as you can see. You can just port them off. That's why they're not fully sculpted on, unlike later with other Scarlet Spider figures. And then you do have the pouches, the leg pouches, because it is the 90s, and everyone needs some pouches to hold like a stick of gum, or some more web shooters, or breath mints, all that fun stuff. And yeah, articulation on this guy, this is the very beginning of 6-inch articulated action figures, so they aren't going to be the best, but it is a marvel at like, it's really nice to marvel at the amount of articulation, you know, these original figures have. So you can look left and right. You can look up a little bit. Can't really look down. No real neck pivots. Arms go all the way around. They go up. You get a double jointed elbow. Swivels at the forearm. And then joints there that go down and up at the wrist with finger articulation specifically to make him whip. You get, if you look up there, it's like a diaphragm cut, so he can go all the way around and pivot a little bit side to side. And then he also has a waist joint right here. Legs kick out, do the full splits. They kick somewhat up, about 90. Don't really kick back. An upper thigh cut, double jointed knees. Ankles go down, up, and toe articulation. So, like, for the very beginning of, like, Toybiz, Marvel Legends, and Spider-Man Classics, this articulation setup is very good. Very good. You can get some really good crouching poses, you know, with this guy. And yeah. Yeah, I can definitely get some nice dynamic posing with this guy, even for how old he is. The only real accessory Scarlet Spider comes with is this, like, base. It's like the spider signal being put on a brick wall, or at least, like, you know, the Spider-Man logo, or, like, you know, his mask being put on a brick wall. And then there's, you know, Peter Parker's camera to get, you know, photos of Spider-Man for the bugle. And yeah, you can have it lay flat on the table, or you can hook it. There's a hook back here, and have him hook onto the wall. All right, now let's stand this guy up and do some comparisons, the fun part. Now let's compare him with some Marvel Legends in my collection. Now for the first comparison, he is a little bit broken. He is missing the little laces on his hoodie because this guy is really old and he's survived a lot of moves from like different houses. But this is the original Rhino Build-A-Figure Waves Scarlet Spider. As you can see, the laces on his hoodie are gone. They've snapped off just over time. But yeah, this is using the Pizza Spidey body. That was the body mold they used for a lot of these Spider-Man figures. We just saw it in the last video with 2099. And yeah, just here's a quick comparison between them. And yeah, they both use the hoodie, very McFarlane or Bagley-esque eyes, you know, the really big eyes. And yeah, just really nice to see. This is probably the second best, not second best, but the second Marvel Legends-esque Scarlet Spider figure after this guy. And yeah, it's just really cool to have them next to each other. And yeah, see, the hoodie here is plastic. And yeah, just interesting to see that. And then they did release another version of this guy. It was on a retro card. The red was a lot more darker, more of like a royal like type red, very like shiny. And yeah, that one I don't have. I never picked that one up because I didn't really feel like I needed to. I might still swing around and pick that up because it does come with a Ben Reilly head sculpt, an unmasked Ben Reilly, and you know, we don't really get a lot of those. And then next, this is the one that came on the retro card. This is using the Renew Your Vows body with the toe articulation and the diaphragm cut. It's kind of funny how long it took for Marvel Legends to get like that diaphragm cut when, you know, Spider-Man Classics had that at the very beginning. But yeah, it's like, who are you? I'm the upgrade. But yeah, there's that. And then lastly, for fun, here is the Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse, you know, kid's toy. I thought it'd be nice just to have that because this is my only version of this character. I still need to get that SH Figure Arts. Tell me if you guys would like to see that review in the comments. I really do like that, like the shading they did on that SH Figure Art. I think that'd be really cool to add to the collection, but just let me know if you guys like to see that review, and I might try and track that down because, like, for right now, this is my only representation of the movie version of Ben Reilly. And then, yes, of course, here's the original Spider-Man from this line. I do want to get more from Spider-Man Classics. I still want to pick up the Battle Ravaged Spidey. That Venom is really cool. The Man Spider. That Man Spider is still the only 6-inch Man Spider figure. I think Hasbro would make a really killer Man Spider figure because, you know, with all the evolution and like of their technology with 6-inch, or not 6-inch, but 6 arms, 6-armed figures. Like, you know, the recent Dark Avengers 6-armed Spider-Man has 6 arms and like a diaphragm cut or like an ab crunch. So they could definitely make a really well articulated Man Spider. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, that was our quick look at the Spider-Man Classics KB Toys exclusive Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly. I hope you guys like this video. You know, I love doing these retro figure reviews. You know, it's just nice seeing how, you know, how well toys have evolved in like the last 10 to 20 years. But yeah, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.